Morning folks, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear and there's not too much interference. It's a bit windier today, but it's still a beautiful day. Day 23, I'll refer to my notes, so if you see me looking away, I'm referring to my notes. So day 23 of my property journey, and this was property 21. So I'm going to tell you how I managed to leverage my income from property number 21 to 3 times as much. So when I first got involved, morning Andrea, I went through a lot of sympathetic bank managers, morning, in order to get the financing I needed to buy the properties I wanted to buy. Morning. Yeah. Right. And it took a lot of time and effort to do that, and eventually I kept asking, and somebody said yes to 100% financing. Well, believe it or not, you actually still get 100% financing if you know what you're doing and you speak to the right people. So what I did with this property, I bought it was 20 years ago, and it still applies today really, because I do buy property now and again and I get 100% financing. So it was 20 years ago. I bought this property on a term loan. So they gave me a term loan for it. A term loan means you pay the capital down and you pay the interest down as well every month. And that was the way the 100% financing was done. But what I did, flyily, is I actually took my endowments and my versatile investment plan, which was savings plans with Standard Life, and I used them as security for the deposit. So I didn't need to cash them. So they were worth about, I think they were worth about 20,000 at that time. These were endowments that were attached to my previous properties when we were buying, and we no longer needed them to be attached to the property, so I was able to use them for something else. That's long gone in the days where endowment mortgages were there, which they don't do anymore really. So I used these versatile investment plans and the endowment policy as security, as a deposit, because they had 20,000 available. They could cash this tomorrow. So if they gave me 100% financing, I could effectively buy £100,000 worth of properties, and they would still have 20% down, because that's £20,000 security. I'll take a wee seat here because sometimes I can't walk and talk. Yeah, I'm on the beach today, in case anybody is wondering. So that's how I did it in the beginning. I actually got 100% financing for the property. But what I did as well is, as the buy-to-let market began to open, I realised that I could actually get interest-only mortgage with some of the mortgage providers. But the property had gone up so much in value, I was able to remortgage it and take the money back out. So effectively, in the beginning, I had infinite returns because I never had any money in it. So, and I was clearing. The interest rate at the time was, I think it was about 7%. So I was clearing every month after the mortgage is paid. I was clearing £250 a month in cash. Now, 20 years ago, that's a lot of money. It still is a lot of money today. So that's how I did that. When the buy-to-let mortgages came up, I refinanced it, and I actually got more money out, 3 times as much as what the value of the property was originally. So I was able to buy 3 more properties. So I effectively went from having a net income of the £253 after the mortgage is paid every month, but buying 3 more properties and actually having a net income of £760 a month, which is £9,000 a year. But I still didn't have any money in the deal, and I still hadn't put any money down. So I had 3 properties or 4 properties, and I was earning money off them, but I actually hadn't put any investment in at all. Morning. So no money down, infinite returns. That's effectively what you can achieve, and you can still do that today. With the proper strategies and how you're doing it, and still no money in the deal. So give me a shout if that's what you're wanting to learn, and I could tell you. One of the taglines I've got in this, and I told everybody yesterday about rinse your cottage cheese. Let me tell you what this is. Now, I'm a great book reader, but I read books from people that are far more successful than me. So, because success leaves clues, as Stephen Brown says, one of our trainers, and success leaves clues, and why would I not read somebody else's book that's been very successful at what they do? Take these off because I'm now getting darker. at what they do. So Jim Collins' Good to Great is a fantastic book, and he talks about the top companies in the world and how they went from just good companies to brilliant companies, absolutely fantastic companies. And yet the same companies, other ones in the same sectors, actually didn't do what they did, and they're still where they are. Probably a classic example is look at Fife Properties. You know, I built Fife Properties to where it was, but I took it from 2 properties in 2012 and built it to where it is now, and that's fine. But they started at the same time as Century 21 started, the biggest world real estate company in the world now, in 1971. So Fife Properties, Century 21, 8,500 offices, Century 21. So it just shows you good to great. You know, that's effectively what it is. But Jim Collins talks about it, and it's Dave Scott. So Dave Scott has won 6 Ironman triathlons. And he asked Dave Scott, you know, what makes you so successful at what you do? And Dave Scott actually says, because I rinse my cottage cheese. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, every day when I get up for my breakfast, I have cottage cheese. But the fat on the fluid at the cottage cheese in is I rinse it off before I eat it. And he thinks that makes a fundamental difference, or that wee improvement to what he does. Now, Jim Collins talks about this and says, well, whether it does or whether it doesn't, what it does do is it actually shows his discipline, his diligence, his focus, and his commitment to what he does. I've got a pal. There you go. That's my kiss for today. and that's effectively it. It's the discipline to do what you need to do in order to get the job done. But you don't need to do that. If you're an investor, we'll do it for you. That's the reality. And that's my lesson for today. So see you tomorrow at 7:30. More exciting times ahead.